The story continues with Deadpool while he is talking and telling us that it has been a while since we saw him and we were lost, and that's why he came back to you with a new bone. I go with Deadpool, and he tells us that the reality of Wolverine's match is a dramatic ending and his movie was nice, but in reality, Wolverine can't die at all. But when he was buried, he came back to life again due to his healing ability, and since then he has been imprisoned under the ground, and we see that he will urinate while he is digging to bring us our uncle and those fleeing from under the ground, because he still understands how to pull him out of his grave and so on, but not because he loves him, because as he says, the fate of the world is at stake. I mean, don't you understand what Wolverine has in the fate of the world? We will also know a little bit. The important thing is Deadpool. After some digging, he says to himself, "Is this because I look wrong or what, guys? And is this because of him?" He found in front of him the skeleton of the fugitives after he had died and literally decomposed. Paul said, "By God, I will not comfort you even in your grave when you are dead." One day he would come and take his skeleton and sit and talk to him, even if he himself was going with him on an adventure and making a movie for them that would break the world, and he would sit there very depressed until he found him. The soldiers of the one in which are fearing for him from the gates because he has been sentenced by the authority of the one in which he has committed many crimes. So they became suspicious, they must reveal it, so I ransomed Paul at that time. He said, "Get help in the apartment, for God's sake, his men are coming down," and hit them with Wolverine's skeleton, literally in a scene that reminds me of the scene that was in the first part of the movie, Dido. It was important, I swear, but it was still hard and strong. I mean, the important thing is that after a lot of beatings, about 2 or 3 pills. Deadbo is a worker being killed in the soldiers by the one in which he asked me a very important question. Why are the soldiers being killed in the first place, and why are they? We really wanted to go back in time to the year 2018, while Deadpool was sitting with Happy Hogan to join the Avengers, but Deadpool is sitting there telling Happy that he wants to interview Tony Stark and that he is just a driver for him in the first place, but Tony Stark does not appear as a guest star, unfortunately, in the films, so that is not the case. Happy wants to go out with me, then he says, "Go and see for yourself. How old are you?" We go to the universe 1050, and the one in it, Deadpool, has retired and is still working, selling cars at his best and every team. He finds soldiers in his face and does not understand what he is in, oh men of God, and he stands and continues to joke with them until they come and take him to what is in it. Of course, you know what it is in. I mean, his organization is to protect the diplomatic corps. The important thing is that he sits with him after that with a person named Paradox. They understand what it is. I don't know what Paradox is in. He thinks of me. Mr. Paradox is Benton's or what? The important thing is that he brought Deadpool today. Why would he go to Mars' sacred timeline? Because simply his universe, which is 1005 from which he came, will be destroyed. And this is because everyone has something called the anchor, and this is the one that holds the world together and will not die if something happens to her. Her universe will be destroyed, and the anchor of the 1005th universe is Logan, who died because of him. The whole world has been destroyed, and of course Deadpool does not like these words and will be in front of him or choose to be him. He goes to the sacred timeline and remains stuck with the Avengers, or stays in his own world and destroys with them, so Red Bull then tells him no D, and he chooses a third option, which is that he attacks Bardox, and one day he takes the device from him to move around worlds in order to find Wolverine and take him back to the world with him. So that it is not destroyed, the important thing is that we go back again, because he is the one who hits the soldiers, and that is how he knows us. Why is he getting killed in Wolverine's grave, or why is he killing the soldiers? He's in? What's important is that after he kills all the soldiers, Guy picks up the remote again so he can complete rotation in the banana worlds on Wolverine and be alive, and bring him his sleeve until he reaches Logan Bacon's world. It is still alive, but it means Mini Logan. Do you know that you are the Mini Mall? This is still Mini. Mini Logan is like that. This dwarf is so strong in himself, so he says, "No, men, we're not good at it. This Thule is strong." I mean, he's coming and he's continuing to rotate, and for a little while he gets Logan's a bully and a little Logan's a thug, or Logan's a rich gangster, Or Logan's an old man who understands old man Logan. This one understands this reference. Imitate Logan and a little. Logan is from here. Logan is from here. And Logan also arrives to him, but he stays with him. He is dead, and what remains of Logan's death while he is crucified, and because he does not die, all humans are dead except for the one on the cross. He is the only one who is still alive. A little bit of Logan is like that, but in Logan, the desert was Henry Cavill, who is the worker of the Superman countries. Frankly, something inanimate, so all the people wanted to heal them. Henry Cavill remains Logan, so we made Henry Cavill Logan for you, but frankly, I don't like his appearance at all, and he is Logan, so the important thing is not I need to tell you that Deadpool explodes with all of them until when he goes to Logan, it seems clear that he is fine, but he is drunk, miserable, and depressed, and he can't stand himself. So Deadpool then raises a weapon on him so that he can come with him, and Folan says to him, I swear by God Almighty, his blood is light, my men, and the day will come. He drinks all his perfume until he faints, and after that he comes and carries it and goes with it on the road. What was wrong with him at that time? He said to him, Uncle, you are serious. You broke my nostril and ran away because I was thinking that you could replace the anchor of your world with another Wolverine that is actually alive. Even if it works, bring me a copy of Wolverine, my son. With the description of the word, this dwarf Wolverine was perfect. Cream with you, the important thing is that Deadpool is determined to know how to save his world, and says to Paradox said that he was going to complain to the administration, but then he knew that Paradox did not actually follow the administration, but rather he was acting from his mother's brain. He understood what he meant, and before he told the administration, then Paradox would come and hit our Uncle Deadpool and chop him up with his swab stick in order to send them to the psychologist, as happened to our Uncle Loki in the series. His first part was important at that time, and Frayne started hitting Deadpool. Because he wants to know where we are, son, and of course he doesn't care until Deadpool tells him that he is a copy of Wolverine and that he is depressed because he literally stored his entire life in his capacity, and Wolverine can't stand his words to them. I understand. I stepped on my ego. Isla, I stepped on my ego. Oh, Isla, the important thing is that there will be a hit on Deadpool, and there will be a battle that will be very frank and sweet. Frankly. After a lot of beatings, he stayed from here, and you of course know that Wolverine is renewed and Deadpool is also renewed. The two dragons are working to destroy each other and nothing happens to any of them. The important thing is that he says after that, Deadpool kept telling Wolverine that the one who in any form does not have the ability to end a world has the ability to fix it. Anything, whatever you do, they have the power to fix it in your world. And if you help me to save my world, I will help you. If you fix your world, I will let them. They help you if you fix your world. The important thing is that at the same time, this is for me if a copy of Captain America has almost grown up and they keep talking to him, but their words are interrupted by the people who control the negative world and they are coming to them. Because they make them stand up like the movie Mad Max, so you don't understand why Paul then got pregnant with sex because of him. He kept thinking about Captain America, with us, guys, and I still understand what he is going to say to Avengers Assemble and we are going to gossip about you, but Captain America says that the Avengers have withdrawn and he comes flying because he appears, this is not Captain America, no, this is Chris Evans. But in the role of the Human Torch, I understand this is not Captain America, the Human Torch, who is a member of the Fantastic Four here. As soon as each one has a member, they light up 4 lights. The important thing is that first he attacks, then after that, Human sprays on the gang leader, and Guy takes away his power from him. At that time, since he was flying, Jai gets up and falls on Hamada. After that, after he attacks Hamada, he falls on Hamada, his neck, and he was coming to dominate him. I swear I thought he died in this scene. He didn't match, but the problem now is that Sabretooth Abu al-Sahib is fighting Wolverine, and if you don't care, he was fighting Wolverine in the first part at all. So he understood Wolverine. The important thing is that when Wolverine first sees Sabretooth, he prepares himself to attack him. While Deadpool is getting ready for battle, he says, "What are some tips for Wolverine?" He has become a monster, trust in God, and with one strike, Wolverine stabs Spurtus in the head, but that's how nerves stop them. Easily, because they are all superhuman. He called each other and they took him while they were doing it. At that time, Human Torch also tells them that they are in the void and that they are landed here and being dragged away by a being called the Youth, which appeared in the Loki series, and if it reaches them, they will be protected forever. At that time, they will understand that it is him, Mother. He continues to eat the EOs, or he works as a slave for the head of the gang, and the one who remains is Professor Charles's twin. Xavier, whose name is Cassandra Nova, and after that we will say Cassandra because there is a problem. He tells you Cassandra Nova, Cassandra Nova. Cassandra will not come back. I am not saying that. I mean, the important thing is that she can still embarrass people from a distance, and she has strength like Professor, between Charles Xavier and Magneto, put them together strong. He is honest, and we will see her strength after that. And DePaul is sitting and telling her that Humor Torch told you that he is a terror and a thug, and you have not subscribed to his channel, and you have not watched the video of the cube that is still coming out. It is okay, and you also do not take a bath. Mesh, his factory is walking, and a lottery means a lottery. I mean, you are a lottery in the first place. At that time, it means you are intolerant of the one who is counting on this. That's it, my son, Kudum, Jazz. At that time, 2 letters carrying a human skin sprang from his body, so he has a bone like that, dead. Her death is very difficult, and we also know that she will be able, with 1 finger, to bury a Wolverine in the ground and move it like a game. Very normal. Get rid of them completely, and you will eat them completely, meaning you will eat the AOs instead of eating their men. But Logan and Deadpool encounter a missile and they come riding in it and fly to escape. When they get down, they look for anything that will help them in this world of exile. While they are walking, Deadpool finds his dog version, 2 letters from Deadpool's version, and he is still wearing Deadpool's clothes. Ironically, why is it a comic story in the first place, but it's not empty to tell you? But his name is Dog Bull, so that's different. He finds a second copy of Deadpool, whose name is Niece Bull, and when he knows where we are going, he suggests that they take his car, and of course Deadpool stands next to me. I mean, by the way, this Nice Bull is supposed to be nice. Literally, he is nice. I mean, he is a respectable stoner like that. Galban and Hadi are still not one of the dogs we have. In this movie, the important thing is that after a while of walking in Arabic, they fight with each other. Deadpool said Wolverine is sure that he will know how to fix his world, even if in reality he does not know how to do anything at all. Then this means that he lied to Wolverine. The important thing is that after that, they start killing each other until when Wolverine comes to the Deadpool link like a mummy like that, and he is sleeping so they do not wake up. They both find themselves. In a strange hut in front of them were 3 people. The first one and the one who came out in Devil's Monastery with an injured hand. Her name is Elektra, and the hero who needs no introduction is a Blade and a hero. To be honest, I don't really remember him, but I saw him before in the cartoon series of Wolverine of the X-Men. I mean, I saw him in the first movie of Wolverine, and his name is Remy Labo, who is the one who plays the card game. Legend felt Twisted Fate in himself, which means the important thing. And finally, no one expected it to be the little girl that Logan sacrificed himself for. He saves her, but I forget her name, but her name is almost Laura. I mean, the important thing is that these friends are now a team, and that he went to Alexandra and left her and knew that getting out of the world was in her hands, so she took her time telling him, God, all those who went to her died, and Quicksilver and the Punisher. And Daredevil, all of them were on the team and died, especially Human Torch, who Deadpool doesn't know, of course, what happened to him at all. I mean, I don't know, frankly. This means that this Human Torch happened to him. I don't understand it. My daughter, don't worry about me. By God, the important thing is that the friends of the team decide after that courage overpowers courage, and that they can restrain Cassandra by putting her on Jagernog's helmet. You will tell me, okay? What does Jagernog's helmet mean? What will it do? I'll tell you, look, I'll understand if you remember Magni. The friends said that there was no one who could control his mind through the helmet that he was wearing. She had lost this helmet, but it was still in the possession of her youth again, and it was the helmet that belonged to Jaggernog. I mean, if he was able to make her wear this helmet, her powers would disappear from her, so they take the helmet and put it on her brain and blow it open at night. Logan is still remembering when Laura comes to him and sits with him and tries to say a couple of words to him, and then Alferin tells her that why is he depressed at all and that he is in his own world. They were basically dead, and their bodies were torn apart because of a few humans who were hunting mutants, and since then he has been carrying all of their faults. Flora then tells him that if he doesn't go with them to fight Alexandra, then he will abandon them and cheat on this team just as he let his team down last time, and then she lets him walk after she told him 2 words in a dream while he was busy, so he turns them over in his mind and decides that he will go with them because Cassandra fights him, and when they reach her, he attacks her and sends Tatil to follow her in a scene. Frankly speaking, Leanne Hitt has become more understanding and something is more solid than the other. Wolverine has remained and Deadpool has remained nice. Yes, teacher, the important thing is that they are still afraid of facing the Sandstone, but it will be very strong and they are not even able to get close to it, but it gets busy with Wolverine. And she keeps playing on his brain, so he doesn't understand you, so he keeps describing her and so on. And when Deadpool comes to this valley, he locks it, and he comes to wear the helmet of gun note, which prevents her from using her mental powers, so she no longer has to do anything necessary, and she will die mainly because of a follower of hers hitting her with fire. But Wolverine, since it was the reason that Charles died once, will not be able to do so either. He dies his sister and sees her dying before his eyes, so the important thing is that he removes the share because of love. Friendship and the exit from Alwexen are pearls that she saw memories of Freen and that Professor Charles loved him, and because he left her, she lives. She returns the favor to him, and that she pulls him out of the void or the world of exile with her powers. If you ask me how he stayed with friends, I took him out in the first place, and I will tell you that there is a copy of Doctor Strange that came to me. The world of exile, and she was killed at that time and took the ring from the gate that belongs to the transfer. This is his robot, and what you give them from it to any place, and using it, people were able to successfully pee and chop out of the void, thank God. While they didn't leave, the rest of the team died in peace. Literally, they let them die in peace. We don't have to. Deadpool and Wolverine return to World 1005, and the ones who stay at the headquarters at that time, in order to stop the device that will destroy Wolverine's world, but the problem is that they find Cassandra in front of them. After she also left the world of Nephia and read Paradox's thoughts, she learned that there was a device capable of destroying entire timelines, and she wanted to use this device to her advantage. So she came to Deadpool's alley, and where was their rain? 2 letters that he tore apart. Or is it not located in the place where the device is located? While we do not see that there is an epidemic a second time, it opened and out of it came Deadpool, Nicebull, and a copy of a woman that had to be a joke. I wanted to look at the chocolate chip cookie, oh great men. The important thing is that it comes out. After that, they have hundreds of copies of Diet Bull, which remain in Alexandra's class, and now they are supposed to... Deadpool and Ren are fighting him, Nafer. The important thing is that one day the time will come, they will open fire on them and Nicebull will die. Because he doesn't have the power of self-healing, do you know? Guys, Deadpool takes this Nicebull as a protective shield. Well, you, my stupid son, don't have the power of healing. You're stupid, and God Almighty, so he takes a protective shield. After that, what does he tell you, oh my master? You are powerful. How long does your recovery take? Tell him what the power of recovery is, O Usta. This is the first time I hear the words. This is my artificial birth defect, I swear to God, this is the first time I hear these words. I was taking him after that to take him to the hospital, so he came and he took him and he came back. He came and took him again, walking with him in the middle of divorces. It's very normal. The important thing is that he's at halfway, he's coming, he's standing, and he's leaving. Workers are hitting him with fire because he's just standing there, taking his breath away. Sorry guys, but I got a little tired, but stay put. It doesn't matter if you and I die. Jazz, of course, one day he came and took a shot that exploded his brain. He was Deadpool with 2 pistols. They were very impressed with the Nicebull. One day he came and took them with a normal Nicebull, originally straw. The important thing is that the friends come out. After that, he continues to be killed in versions of Deadpool, all of them in Mashhad, Fashake, Saraha, and Manial. There was a beating and cutting, and I don't know what, and after a lot of beatings against the companions, they were supposed to have been killed. All copies of Paul, all their tiredness goes to the ground just as you throw your tiredness on the ground. All copies of Deadpool wake up very normally since they are Deadpools and they have a cure. Do you remember that they are all Niceballs or what? The important thing is that he arrives here. Peter Siddiq remains here and he arrives in a Deadpool suit, and whoever... All copies of Deadpool Beam were found because he was their friend and an understanding hero, except for the universe from which our Deadpool Kassam came. there will be nothing wrong with Peter. This means that the important thing is that at that time, all copies of Deadpool will be occupied with Peter, while Teddy Bull and Ren will go to the headquarters of the one in which they are trying to catch up with Alexander before the device activates and erases all the timelines and begins as well. What remains of the world they are in is what he is. 1005. The important thing is that Wolverine then threatens Paradox and tells him how to disable the device, but the problem is that it is highly likely that it will be broken. Whoever stops me will die. The important thing is that they go after that to disable the device, and the Chopper tells him that he is the one who will stop you, but that Deadpool has many loved ones in this world, so Deadpool then tells him that he is not sorry for Wolverine, but that he is the best of them, and he comes into the room and locks the door with himself holding the pole. Of the two, he looks at me, so this device works using natural matter, matter and antimatter. Matter and inverse matter or antimatter. To understand what remains, you must hold the two together in order to be able to stop the device. One wants to withdraw the matter and destroy the core, and the other wants to return it again, and the core is controlled. So what is this equation? This matter can kill you completely. The important thing is that it remains. Deadpool kept trying to hold the two together, but he couldn't reach it, and at the last moment, Wolverine. He is afraid of the situation and helps Deadpool, and the two of them hold the poles, and thus they are able, thank God, that they successfully disable the device, but in return, Deadpool and Wolverine die forever in a very sad scene. Frankly, there is no difference between me and Deadpool and Wolverine. This is how I am accustomed to the fact that he died before that, in Koshta. And also, thank God. Cassandra Nova, thank God, died, but as usual, after a little sadness. They come out of the room unscathed, mostly, and all of this was because Marvel created a little drama, nothing more, and Bardock is then imprisoned by the Department of What's in It. After that, when the destruction of the world of Deadpool is stopped, and thank God the important thing is that after that, he asks the president to adjust Wolverine's timeline and bring back the rest of the team that they were lost in the void, and the crisis stuck with them again, and the president actually agreed, but not with Wolverine or because. Wolverine means getting rid of the past. Usually don't wait on the pillow, so focus on the future, God willing. The important thing is that the movie after that is beef on Deadpool, and Wolverine is sitting eating shawarma. Basically, he has nothing to return to in his world, so leave me alone. He's sitting here with Deadpool, but friends, also don't forget that there's a credit scene post in the movie, in the credit scene post. Frankly, it's a very no-big post, and it says that Deadpool wasn't the reason for Hume Torch's death. The reason is that he was trying to tempt him in front of Cassandra, but rather he was in the place where they were sitting on it and going to Alexander. He had a surveillance sleeve on him, so I saw clearly what the Human Torch had said. He actually said it. A donkey, a pumpkin, and a cat were on the channel, so I didn't watch the new Cube video, and all this talk was the pain of my friends.